What's up? Welcome to my car. I'm about to go to the gym, but I had an idea for like something I wanted to talk about. Um, this is unscripted, just my thinking. So one thing that I did kind of by accident, this wasn't intentional at all. I didn't listen to music with words for like 6 months. I was like super busy. So I listened to like podcasts and some classical music that I was interested in, but no like modern like rock or pop or anything. It was literally just, I guess, Byzantine chant, you know, but that doesn't really count because you're like trying to, that's religious. It's not entertainment. Um, but just classical music, or I would just drive in silence like a maniac. Um, but I did that for like 6 months, and so I've had some free time recently, and I've been listening to. There were like some music suggestions that people had for me, so I started listening to those kind of like ambient stuff, but it wasn't at all like what I had been listening to. And man, it is so surprising to me how sensitive you can become to kind of just how music makes you feel if you're not used to listening to certain stuff, and especially things with like words and profanity is a big one. So I was listening to, I don't even remember the name, but I guess maybe I'll link it, a really great ambient track that was recommended, and it had like some profanities later in the album. It was like my jaw dropped when I heard it. I was so sensitive to having not heard something like that for so long, and it occurred to me that, man, people are just used to that. That's like, that wouldn't surprise anyone, and I've become used to it. Now that I've heard it at least like 3 or 4 times on that album. Um, and that's just so surprising because you see things like, we all know Father Seraphim Rose, or like Saint Seraphim Rose. I don't really know how that works, but Father Seraphim Rose, he has like the series of talks that he gave, and also like, sidebar, I'm rambling again, but he gave these talks that are like recorded, or I guess it was one talk that was recorded, but he's like such a normal dude. He's like he's not weird at all. He just talks like a regular person. Um, you can tell that he had like a full life before he became a monk. He didn't just kind of like spawn. Anyway, so, but he talks about how like you should just be listening to classical music because of like how it doesn't inspire like passions in you. And again, I didn't do that intentionally; it just kind of happened that way. It's what I was interested in at the time. And that's so true. Like, it really does. Like, music really does affect your cognition, and I think that goes without saying. Like, that's a proven fact. Like, BPM affects your athletic ability for sure. That's kind of why I got into more music, because now that I'm more free, like, I have more time to hit the gym, or especially like running, more time to run, more time to like go bouldering, etc. And that's kind of why I got into more of this stuff. And it's like, man, that really works. So not to say that we shouldn't listen to stuff. Like, I understand that where he's coming from, but that was in like the 80s, that's when rock was really big. And music also wasn't as easy to consume, like, and be specifically careful of what you're looking at. It was kind of like, you get the album and you don't really know, or you kind of just what is popular. Whereas now, like, you can fully kind of just go look for stuff discerningly. But yeah, I just found that super interesting. And another thing, like, this is kind of a sidebar on kind of, I guess this relates to why I don't really listen to anything on Spotify either. Like, I don't know if you know, but I don't use Spotify. I don't use any streaming platform for music. I don't pay for anything like that. What I do is I like having custodianship over like the files. Like, I want to buy my music, and radical position, I want to own it. Like, I don't want to pay some bloke in California $4 a month to like access my music library. Like, one copyright strike and it's gone. So what I like to do is I like to use either DRM free downloading systems, or just buy the CD. That one's actually really useful for like older music, because you can go to like a CD store and get some of this stuff for super cheap. Like, it might cost $12 somewhere else, like $1 a track, but you can get it for like $5, because nobody wants to listen to Tchaikovsky, I guess. Okay, so here's what I do. So I'm on the iPhone now. I'm on the MacBook. They make it really easy. So I use, I might make another video about how to do this, or I'll like, put something here, but Qobuz, really good one. It's like a French thing. It's like a website where you can just download the music, CD quality and higher. Like you can get FLAC without having to pay extra. You just get it any format you want, and either it'll download it there, like if you're on Linux, it's really helpful, but if you're on Windows or Mac, you can get their downloader and it will just take care of that for you. You can choose the format there also. And that's super helpful because you can just get like an ALAC or FLAC file for a whole album, or each song, you know. And they have most stuff on there. I was surprised. Like, they're really comprehensive, and it's relatively inexpensive. Like, you know, I pay $12 now to get this album that I really like. And then I never have to pay for it again. I have the files, and you can re-download them later if there isn't some copyright issue. So just download them straight up is what I do. But another really great site is if it's like a modern band. I mean, even some like older groups of musicians too, they have stuff, but especially newer people, Bandcamp is huge. Like, you can get one place I like, Kesdora. They make really great like Syrian Lebanese music with really great instrumentals, and I don't know what they're saying, so it basically is just instrumental. You do have to be careful with that though, because like, I mean, you could be listening to something horrifyingly explicit and you wouldn't know, but their stuff is clean as far as I can tell. That's what they tell me. But if you go on Bandcamp, same thing. You have full custodianship. You can download it. And there's some stuff is really inexpensive. Like yesterday, I got another album for maybe $9. Like, that's really good. And of course, if there's something like not on Qobuz or not on Bandcamp, like Stefan Graffelli, like jazz violin, it's decades old. Like, I mean, that's not available online. You can stream it on Spotify, but again, I don't use that. So, or like Apple Music's thing, or, you know, Amazon Music or YouTube Music or any other like slop factory you want. eBay is great. So I got like the CD from there, and the Apple Music program on the MacBook. Like, if you plug in a CD player, so I have like a little CD player, it will actually like rip it for you, tag everything, and makes it really easy to like change the album art. So it's like, as much as me a year ago would have, or 2 years ago would have like made fun of doing that, it's really convenient. I mean, I had a similar system on like OpenBSD. Like CDIO is the program that comes with the system. CDIO is also great. It will just, plug a CD in, it will just like boom, 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 pull it out, and you can really easily tag it that way. But this is easier, like very straightforward. It tags it from the beginning. It's not after the fact, and like you just put the picture in. It's not going to complain about like formatting or weird directory structure. Just does it. And same with like using the Qobuz downloader or just straight up downloading from Bandcamp. Like, you just point it, file import, point it to it. It will just import it for you. And this is the cool part. On the iPhone, we plug it into the MacBook, go to music. Like, if you look in the Finder, go to music. On the phone, it will sync it for you. You can choose what albums you want to exclude. You can choose like the format, the bit rate, and that's huge, especially for like, I use CarPlay in my Subaru, so it's really great to have it just like automatically, you sync it to your phone, and now you have the music that you own on your computer synced with your phone. You listen to it in your car. And if you don't want some stuff, like, you have to be careful with, actually, Father Moses, a guy on YouTube, did a video on this recently where like, you got to be really careful with what you're listening to in the car, just because the words stick with you. And that's true of like any silent work. So I prefer podcasts, or like, I mean, if the words are going to stick with you, like, it'd be cool if they were like really good religious words, right? So chant is good, but mostly just instrumental or silence. I read somebody said, like, treat your car like a cave, like it's your time to like reflect. I mean, I don't know if that's normal behavior, but someone said that. Anyway, I listen to some stuff. You can exclude if you want to, but I try, like, if you're excluding it in the car, like, you probably exclude it anyway. So I have some like, normal music, but normal people music. Anyway, makes it so easy to do. Like, so the music you can't get on either CDs really help. Apple Music makes that super easy to import. Qobuz is great. Bandcamp is great. Yeah, I guess that's it. I don't know. Hopefully that helped. All right. Peace.